it's Jessie V. So today I have another story time for you guys, and this story is very, very strange, and I can't believe I didn't tell it earlier. I have told a few babysitting stories on this channel before. One was my crazy babysitting experience, which I love that video. It's so hilarious. I love telling that story to you guys. And the second one I told was about the time my babysitter locked me in her basement, which it's a long story. I know it sounds like a terrible title, but you know, you just gotta watch it if you haven't. And today I'm telling a story about another very weird babysitter that I had. I don't know how my parents found these people. I really don't. But this happened when I was maybe, I would say 8 years old, and my sister would have been 5 or 6 at the time. So ever since I was a little kid, my parents always had their date night on a Friday. That's the time they like to go out to dinner or see a movie or just do something really cute together as a couple, which I absolutely love. I think it's really important that parents still take the time to kind of have a date night with each other. It's important. Just, you know, get away from the kids, take a break. So my parents hired this lady to take care of us, and I need to think of a name for her. Why does every single person in my story time have to start with the letter S? Let's just call her Sally. It sounds like a doll, but we're just gonna call her Sally. So Sally comes over to babysit my sister and I, and my parents tell her everything she needs to know. She talks about our bedtime. She talks about what kinds of snacks we can have. You know how the whole routine goes, right? So Sally's like,
yeah, don't worry, I got this. I got this. Go on your date. Go on your date, it's fine.
So my parents were like, okay, as long as you're sure, just make sure they stay in the house, no going out tonight. Bedtime is 9 p.m. And Sally's like,
Yeah, I get it. Go. Have fun.
So the minute my parents close the door and walk out to her car, Sally turns to my sister and I, leans down, and she goes,
Do you guys want to go to my house?
And I was a very smart 8-year-old child, okay? I knew that that was not a thing we should be doing. I was like,
well, actually, our parents said we couldn't go out tonight, so I think we should just stay here.
And Sally was like,
No. I have so many better toys at my house. I have Barbies. I have a huge Barbie mansion that you guys will love. And there's also someone there that I want you guys to meet.
Like, she made going to her house sound like the funnest thing in the world. Funnest? The most fun? Grammar. And because my sister was 5 or 6 years old, she was very gullible at that age, so she was so excited. She really wanted to go to Sally's house. And after a while, I was like,
I mean, fine. Alright, fine.
Because, I mean, she had a Barbie mansion. Like, how do you even turn that down, really? And I know what you guys are thinking watching this. Like, this is just like a red flag. You do not go to a stranger's house. What is this lady thinking? And I know, if I can go back in time, I would be like,
whoa, that's not a good idea. Let me call my mom.
This lady took us out to her car and drove us to her house. She did not tell our parents. She didn't call them, text them. My parents did not know about this at all. So we arrive at her house, and the one thing that she forgot to tell us, she neglected to tell us that she had a massive dog in her house, okay? And it was not like a tiny little puppy. It was not a small little fluffy poodle that you could handle. It was like a massive wolf dog. It might have even been a wolf. I don't know. Maybe she went to the forest and literally took a wolf home, and that was what was guarding her house. So she opens the door, and us two little tiny children are like literally attacked by this thing. Okay, not attacked. Not attacked. But I mean, it knocked us over. It definitely knocked us over. And my poor little sister, she has been afraid of dogs, I think, until she was about maybe 13 years old. She was always just horribly afraid of them. So I just remember my sister starting to cry hysterically. She was just screaming and crying, and Sally was like,
Don't cry, okay? I have Barbies to show you. I have a whole playroom of amazing things.
Once again, trying to make her house sound like the best thing in the world. So she finally takes this dog and like locks it in another room in her house, because that thing was insane. Even when she locked it in the room, it was like clawing at the door, and I thought it would literally knock down the door. That's how big it was. That's how strong it was. So we go in there, and she actually does have a giant pink room with Barbie houses everywhere, Barbie cars, Polly Pockets, baby dolls. She had those like little mini houses that kids played in. She had basically everything. Like, her house was Toys R Us. It was Toys R Us. And that's heaven for kids our age. So we were so excited. We ran in there, started playing with everything, and it was just fun. Like, I remember having a really fun time looking at all of her stuff, putting the Barbies in the mansion. This Barbie mansion had an elevator. Okay, it had an elevator. So after about an hour of being there, I remembered that she told me there was someone that would want to meet me when I arrived. So I go over to her and I'm like,
Sally, who's the person that you wanted us to meet? Like, where is this mysterious person?
And she was like,
Oh, that's little Jack, but he's kind of shy today, so I don't think he's going to be coming out to play.
And it was so weird, like, little Jack. It made me wonder if it was her kid or like a niece or nephew or someone that she babysat as well. Like, I had no idea who this little Jack was. But I remember her taking my sister and I to this bedroom. The bed sheets were race cars. There were toys on these shelves that were for little boys. So it was clearly a bedroom for a little kid, like maybe my sister's age. And she just kept saying like,
yeah, he's just too shy today. He's too shy to come out today. Maybe next time.
and just the atmosphere of that bedroom was eerie and creepy, and I remember getting this very weird vibe. But the way she was talking about little Jack, she made it seem like everything was okay. But I just had so many questions. I was a very curious child. So I looked at her and I'm like,
Well, where is he hiding?
and she was like,
Well, somewhere around the house probably. But you have to believe in little Jack before you can see him.
you have to believe in little Jack before you see him. Did that not make you guys like shudder? Ugh, like who is little Jack? Like what is this person? And after she said that, I kind of just didn't ask her any more questions. We played in that room for a little while longer, and then she took us home to our parents and acted like absolutely nothing happened. Like she was there with us the whole entire time. And I don't think my parents knew she took us away until a few years ago when I told them this story, and they were like, we did not know that she brought you to her house. We had no idea. And like they were so freaked out by that. But that's not the freaky part. Like the freaky part is little Jack. And 3 years ago, I remember asking my mom, I was like, did she have a kid? Like did she, like what was with that? And my mom was like, no, she was like a single lady with no kids. She lived by herself. So looking back on it now, I don't know if that was like a paranormal thing, if that was like her imaginary friend. Maybe she had a kid and the kid passed away and like that was the kid's room. I don't know. Like maybe that was the case. But to me, I always thought that she had this imaginary friend named Little Jack. And she only ever babysat us that one time, and we never heard from her again, and just, I don't even know what she's doing in life right now. I don't remember her last name. I know her first name. My parents don't have any of her contact information. We just don't know where she is or what she's doing, but I don't know. Maybe she's still hanging out with Little Jack. But isn't that like a creepy story? Like I just felt like I had to tell it. There are some very weird people in this world, and it's scary to think that she brought 2 little children back to her house when she was clearly not in the right mindset. You know what I mean? Something was happening up here. But anyways, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!